Yo, what is up? My name is Steven. Welcome to my trade recap. This is the 23rd of January. It is a Friday of good old 2026, and I will be explaining my bias for the day. So, coming to the day, we actually have somewhat of a neutral bias. I was kind of leaning a little bit more bearish, but just kind of looking at the day, I should have just leaned more bullish because it just made more sense. But either way, we were leaning more bearish because we swept into this gap, and then we actually ended up sweeping into this, I think, like 15 minute. So my condition was actually on this 15 minute. If we respect it, then we could, trade lower. If we invalidate it, we could trade higher, right? So in my eyes, I'm like, all right, cool. So 925, we just wait, see what happens. We also have equal lows down here, and then on uh, ES, we actually created an SMT off of these highs and these highs. So realistically, I didn't actually. It might have been made. It actually made more sense to just be bullish because we had an SMT at these lows. So we don't really want to be trading towards those SMTs, ideally. So either way, we kind of wanted this to be our condition, just front and foremost. So market opens, we see a sweep, and we just keep basically going. And there's really no trades here for the most part. So we just keep going higher and higher. From there, we tap out into this internal high. Low-key, since we were looking for shorts, I was actually looking for shorts back here towards these equal lows, but it was more discretionary play, if anything, and that's okay. It's just like, we could go for a one-to-one towards these equal lows and maybe full runner partial at the one-to-one. Partial plus break even at the one-to-one. It is what it is. So moving forward, we create this 5-minute condition right here because obviously 5-minute. ES is just doing what it wants, whatever. I don't really care. So coming into here, we sweep into this 5-minute gap. You see on the 1-minute time frame that we actually created this gap, and then we get an inversion to the upside here on the 1-minute. So in my head, I'm like, okay, cool. We have a 1-minute inversion, right? And as you can see here, I kind of planned out this trade. We have a 1-minute inversion, but it's actually very bad fill. And two more things. This is why I kind of faded the trade afterwards, and also just like because I just messed up. But two reasons. One, we have this 15-minute below right here that just recently formed. So we have a 15-minute gap at our stop loss. Our second reason is because we're too premium, right? Look at this, bro. Like we're too premium. Like it's not ideal for what we want. Actually, I think it's actually here. Right, we're too premium. Right, we're too premium. So ideally, it's not what we want. So those are two big reasons, and also just this manipulation. So I was looking at like Blake's review, from PB, and like he just said that like it's not a good manipulation leg down, or not a good manipulation leg, and that's just through like trading, journaling, and just like being on the markets continuously. So yeah, we just kind of avoided this trade for now. What actually happened was I entered around this mark right here, uh, where this bearish 1 minute kind of like tapped into. So I said, okay, well, I enter off of this, and then I actually got in at 7 contracts, and then I pulled out because of like I realized it was the 15-minute. I realized it just wasn't good trade, and I didn't want to be in it because it just there's so many reasons, at the moment. And then guess what happened? So one thing, so buy side liquidity we're targeting for a good one-to-one RR. Our stop is actually it's actually here actually, yeah, because one, CE of the wick, right? Sorry, CE of the wick, price sweeps into CE, actually a little bit more, and then that would be a good like stop loss. That kind of just invalidates the trade in general. So I said, okay, cool, 101 RR, simple. And I kind of faded it because I was like, nah, I don't like it. We just opened a 15-minute, and also just looking at the day in general, like you see that London primarily didn't do anything. Like we're still stuck within this range, more or less. Like look at this range, but like we barely moved a pick. We just like chop, chop, chop. So overall, it's just like really bad conditions. Still tradable conditions, but it's just bad. So yeah, we have this 1 minute down here. Um, that we kind of faded, and then just price basically shot our stop and then continued higher from there. Is what it is. And then coming into this day, we sweep into this 4 hour gap that was actually from yesterday. So this is a 4 hour gap from yesterday. See right here? Boom, 4 hour gap yesterday. And then just ignore that. What the hell? Why is it doing that? So let's do this. We come into the 4 hour, blah blah blah, and then my condition was actually this 5 minute that opened up some time ago. Here, so we stopped to this 5 minute. The condition is that, like, well, if price obviously like wants to invalidate it, right? Like, if we just go boom, boom, right? We could just try to get this unfilled 5 down here, right? We could do that. We could like even if we know that like price is changing behavior and we invalidate this large gap right here, we could also target this 5 minute intermediate low and this 15 minute down here, but we're not doing a 7 RR trade. That's just stupid. So yeah, so okay, cool. Well, that's my only trade for the day because one, we're just displacing heavy. Like we're overall bullish on the day, right? Like obviously you can see this like giant like sweep high. Like we don't want to be taking shorts unless it's like towards a retracement and we have clear like reason to get there. So for me, I was just trading a retracement. So obviously like we didn't get it. My trading, I just left the market at like 11. Like see here, boom, like we didn't do like, nah. So we kept going higher, higher, higher. It's just no trade. We had a made like 36 bucks just from that like manual close, which is like whatever, but it's like yeah. So from there, I just kind of left the market like by like 10:50. I was just like, we're not gonna get an entry. Like, there's no way. And also, I don't want to get an entry like off of this. It's just really bad price action in general. So this is more of like a no trade kind of day, break even, no trade kind of day. So yeah, that's it. That's kind of my thing. ES didn't really do anything either. We just kind of like just did our thing, just whatever. We had the equal highs that got taken out. And I thought these were good, trades shorts towards like this unfilled 5, but it is what it is, and just gotta get along with the day. Yeah, cool. Peace.